I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. Next time I run...
Whoa!
Jesus! Gotta go fast!
What the hell was that? Welcome back.
Hello.
All right, we are in chapter 2, and we got Emmy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a girlfriend?
Well, no.
Oh.
I mean, not yet. You're just in her story.
I will, more than likely.
Possibly, unless you screw this up. Don't
God,
screw
no.
it up. So we were talking in between episodes, and I was, I was telling him how he could get the other girls and what choices and things like that. And we're thinking if we ever do come back, like after we finish this, if we come back to this game, we'll probably start at chapter 2 on a different girl.
Right. Yeah, we could do that.
Because the first part, the whole first act is just the choices that determine which girl you get.
Yeah.
So you don't need to really watch through that.
I was kind of wanting to get Hanako, but...
Right.
So we might do that at some point.
Yeah, at some point go back and do like, oh, here's the Hanako path.
Right.
And then here's this path, and here's this. Because, I mean, it's still probably got maybe an hour and a half worth of stuff in it. Possibly longer.
Yeah,
But, so we may not do all of them unless everybody really wants us to.
we could, I
Right.
guess. Just all extra routes. But
got-
I'm all right with Emmy. She's cutie.
Yeah. Well, let's see what happens.
My alarm's beeping shatters the early morning quiet, and I find myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise.
Freaking
Every time.
got robot eyelids.
That vignette, yeah. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise.
Same.
However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. Yeah, the cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if this is some sort of joke that Emmy's playing on me?
Oh, God.
The sprinklers turn on.
Is this my brain?
Yeah. Girls don't actually like me, do
Right,
they?
that's impossible.
Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy, too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Rin would made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. They have a bet going to see who can bring home the biggest loser.
Right.
I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes to view.
You're late.
Hey, she's here. It would seem that
Thank
Emmy
God.
is already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We are both early, in fact.
Damn, you got me there.
Yeah. Emmy is sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something.
Nah, I'd never make someone get up early for nothing. Plus, Rin owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up.
I knew it. Nice to know Emmy was on my side, at least. Emmy hops off the bleachers and begins stretching out.
Where's the animation for that?
She's hopping for us.
Yeah.
She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but then realized I don't know how to stretch.
Not hard.
It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint at running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. It's probably why I had a heart attack. The
Yeah.
specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay, though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out. You look like an idiot.
No, Hisao. You gotta hold it for longer than that.
Hold what? I'm trying. It kind of hurts a little.
That's because you're out of shape. You've got to get some flexibility in you like this. I just punched my pop filter accidentally.
Like this. Punch.
Yeah.
To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through her legs.
Ooh.
God bless you, Emmy.
Agreed.
I like my choice. I see. Is this the sort of thing I should strive for?
Of course. Flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out.
That makes sense to me, but
That
Emmy
makes no
seems
sense
to
to
believe
me.
it's true. No sense to me.
The opposite.
I did it again. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice that when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scrunches up in concentration. It's adorable.
You're smitten.
I'm already. Jesus.
Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we better start running. We'll start off with just a mile, okay? Just a mile? That's 4 laps
That's
around the track.
starting out.
Got it?
I quit.
I can run a mile in like 48 minutes.
That sounds fine to me. Yeah. Shouldn't be too hard, right? A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Sure, if you say so.
Okay.
Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her.
Try to keep up, okay, Hisao?
No, I got
Can't run and talk. That's so hard.
Roger. Hi, Emmy. We round the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly.
It's not fair. She's got robot legs.
By the second curve, yeah, right? I've started to breathe through my mouth. I also have to stare at her backside as I run. Not
right.
Emmy doesn't even seem to be breaking a sweat.
I mean, you saw those shorts.
As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backwards.
You doing okay, Hisao? Cheeky bitch.
Never better.
Just taunting you now. Oh, really? Maybe I should speed up then.
Oh, is that how this is gonna be? Oh, no. Wouldn't want you to overexert yourself.
You're gonna have another heart attack.
Yeah. Just established this. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. Like she was all worried that she was making me walk too much at the festival.
Right.
She's like, let's run a mile.
Yeah.
Go faster.
You're the boss, Hisao. We'll stay at this pace.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, as long as I'm the boss.
You can say that again. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. By the third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own scent. Gross. Or sweat. Gross. I guess
Well,
scent.
you're on scent, too. Yeah.
We round the curve to start our fourth lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin.
Here we go.
Yay, the sprint lap.
Here we go.
She takes off at blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. She just does like this big lunge, like springs down on her legs and shoots forward like 300 feet. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. As I struggle across the back stretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me.
Come on, Hisao, you can do it.
I may die, but sure. I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die. But again, I doubt I can actually form words right now.
Then I would die.
Without dying.
Yeah.
Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. I
did
it!
I'm number one.
Adrian! Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. Oh, it seems she wears a black sports bra. I feel a vague stab of guilt for being a perv. But my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much.
I'm dying. Gotta look at boobs one last time. Not bad for a first effort, Hisao.
I'm dying. Take off your top. Kind of you to say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was when we started running. She had run a mile.
Right.
It must have been the sprint that did it.
Hey, I've got a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay?
Sounds great. My legs are on fire and my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose.
You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
It opens your airways.
I'm learning things. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. Next time I run...
Whoa!
Jesus! Gotta go fast!
What the hell was that?
She was Mario, now she's Sonic. There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. Yeah, I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if nothing else in the world but her. If there is nothing else in the world but her in the track. By the time I've gotten to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her.
Feeling better, right?
Actually, yeah.
Do you want to take another lap around with me? I've got to cool down too, you know.
Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that that would be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there's maybe no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt upward ever so slightly. It just got like pervy.
Jeez, yeah. He's all of a sudden super into her.
So that I can see a small strip of her belly. Do my best to act like a gentleman and not look, but that's impossible.
Right. I'm only human.
The contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting.
So how do you feel, Hisao?
A little bit better. Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness.
Yeah, that's the runner's high.
Runner's high?
I shot you with endorphins while I ran by. Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline.
You should come down at about 15 minutes. Amy thinks for a moment as we talk, trying to remember her walk. Then she shrugs and grins at me.
I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling, though, isn't it? It's better than sex, right?
Oh, well, now, whoa. I opened my mouth to respond
Have you really had sex?
Shortly before processing what she's just said. Amy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy.
Oh, gee. Why did I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She takes a hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time.
Oh no, we'd better get a move on, Hisao. Class is in an hour and I need to shower.
That right?
I've got the power.
I should probably do that as well.
I need to see the nurse too. Maybe he'll write me a note for being late.
Why do you need to see the nurse? Emmy points to our prosthetics as if that would explain everything.
I got no legs. It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or anything.
That makes sense.
Normally I only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day.
Wait, so Emmy has only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time...
Don't be silly. I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? Yeah, you said that earlier.
Yeah.
Like yesterday. So you'll be my running partner for the mornings.
Just a recap.
Yeah.
It thinks we're stupid.
It knows we're doing a Let's Play format.
Yeah.
Could have been weeks between us. We both need the exercise, so it all works out, don't you think?
Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though?
It's gonna be me.
Well, I guess I can't complain too
That's
much.
a throwback.
Yeah.
I'm old.
Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right. I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me.
Right. I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay?
What?
What's
lunch?
You know the meal in the middle of the day? Come have it with us.
Where?
The rooftop. Ren likes it up there.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. It's been like a day, dude.
When? Hold on, I still got 2 more W questions.
Lunchtime. When else? That was a silly question.
Why?
Yeah, I'm all distracted by your belly.
Yeah.
Apparently.
And your bra that I can see.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all 3 for completeness sake.
Completenesses.
Completeness' sake.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, this game has weird words.
Right.
Like, I've noticed during edit, it's like the game of weird adverbs.
Yeah. Someone trying to be fancier than they need to be.
Emmy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before.
Are you sure? They laugh at me all the time. I see it constantly.
That must
Not
be
bad,
hilarious.
Hisao. See ya.
They're all laughing at me. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. I guess she's going to see the nurse first. That is what she just said.
Yeah,
like
you forget already?
15 seconds ago. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly
Ooh,
kills me.
cold showers.
Yeah, that could
Fuck
actually
that.
kill you.
Yeah.
I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time with myself.
Yeah.
Feeling my muscles
Do
loosen.
people actually get in the shower under the water before they change the temperature?
Yeah, why would you ever
Like,
do
I just
that?
feel it, and okay, that's good.
It's always cold at first, isn't it? Like, it takes it a second.
Yeah,
no
it's
matter
gotta
what,
heat up.
Yeah, no matter how good of a water heater you have. My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. You ran a whole mile.
Yeah,
That's pretty damn good.
I'm not running no mile anytime soon.
I mean, at least I'd have an excuse beyond I am out of shape if my heart were bothering me.
All right. And we're gonna spend the rest of the day in the shower, and we'll meet back with you
Some quality
next time.
with myself. in the shower.
Yeah. Well,
You know what that's
after
for
all the
in
things
college.
we've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, but community showers. Hope you got sandals.